Tyler Herro. So, as much as the NBA is kind of in this barren period, people saying it's a dead time of the NBA season. I've heard podcasters say it, analysts say it. This is the dead time. I mean, this is when people go on their vacations. The Raptors have had a lot of news still coming out about the team in the OG Anunoby universe, in the Pascal Siakam universe, in the Gary Trent Jr. universe, etc. And the latest player to enter the Raptors rumor universe is Miami Heat point guard Tyler Herro. So let's figure out how exactly that happened. If you are living under a rock, Damian Lillard has asked for a trade away from the Portland Trail Blazers, and he's almost demanding that he gets traded to the Miami Heat. The problem is that the Miami Heat, what they are able to offer the Portland Trail Blazers is 2 picks right now. Could make it 3 first-round picks if they take protections off something else, which I imagine they'll do. But the centerpiece in terms of players to make that trade happen for Damian Lillard would be Tyler Herro along with salary filler. The problem is the Portland Trail Blazers don't want Tyler Herro. They don't want to pay him the $120 million over the next 4 years. They don't want another point guard because, well, they have Scoot Henderson, they have Shaedon Sharpe, they have Anthony Simons. They don't need another guard clogging up the development pipeline for the team when they have such great belief in these 3 guards in particular. So Miami want to make this trade. Dame says, I'm literally not going to play if you trade me anywhere else. So it seems like there's increasing confidence that Dame will end up in Miami. But in order for maybe this to happen, a third team will have to become involved in this trade to take Tyler Herro. And according to some preliminary reports, very interestingly, there is, quote, exploratory interest from the Raptors in taking Tyler Herro in the Damian Lillard trade to Miami. So in some sort of way, this trade manufactures, the Toronto Raptors would be taking on Tyler Herro. And that would likely make him the starting point guard for the Raptors. So I have had some harsh words on Tyler Herro in the recent weeks. Maybe slightly. Not harsh is a strong word. Slightly harsh words of Tyler Herro. Because I create, general NBA content in other spaces. I have a bunch of different outlets where I produce basketball-related content, not just here on the Amateur Production Network. But my beef on Tyler Herro is, I think $120 million is quite a lot for his services for the next 4 years. And he maybe isn't quite the purest of point guard in terms of playmaking, which, especially for the Raptors, is kind of what they need at the moment. So there's no reason for Portland to take on Tyler Herro 100%, which makes this deal tough. But when this report first came up, and this is what we're going to kind of base this segment here on, is when the first report first came up, I didn't hate the idea of bringing Tyler Herro into the Toronto Raptors fold. I mean, having Tyler Herro as your point guard, as the salary cap increases, maybe the Tyler Herro contract won't be ludicrous. Maybe I'm trying to fool myself, but here is what the contract looks like for Tyler Herro: $27 million this year, and that will climb in his 27-year-old season to $33 million. Yeah, it's a lot, but I don't think it's completely outrageous for a player who was averaging 20 points per game last season, doing so pretty efficiently. This guy won a 6th Man of the Year award a year ago as well. Shot 38% from 3 this year, 44% from the field. Like, the 2-point percentage is solid, and it was it was good this year. Where there needs to be some growth is definitely in the assist category. But the Raptors are in desperate need of a point guard. They don't have a starting caliber point guard on their team. It's like going to be Scottie Barnes starting. And I think that when you bring in a point guard like Tyler Herro, you can start Tyler Herro in the point guard position, have him run some sets, but also it provides you the opportunity to split the point guard reps with Scottie Barnes. Like, I don't want Scottie Barnes to be the full-time point guard for the team, but having repetitions in the point guard spot every now and then and splitting them with Tyler Herro, that makes a lot more sense. And it is a huge addition to the floor spacing for the Raptors because the floor spacing is so abysmal. So I didn't hate the idea of Tyler Herro being the point guard for this team. Now, where I hate Tyler Herro being the point guard for this team, because a lot of people in chat have mentioned that they do not want Tyler Herro. Maybe you can see it right now, but definitely earlier on in the stream, many people mentioned they do not want Tyler Herro on the Raptors. We should not even entertain the possibility of Tyler Herro ending up on the Toronto Raptors. And I think where that stems from is the financial aspect. It definitely makes me a little bit nervous paying Tyler Herro $120 million over the next 4 years. I think that's quite a lot to commit to the player. And I think it's also nervous in thinking, like, how the hell are the Raptors going to actually manufacture a trade that brings Tyler Herro to the team? So kind of wanted to play around with what that trade may have to look like to bring him in. So let's pull up a trade machine here and see if we can manufacture a way in which this makes sense. Because personally, I don't really see a way this makes logical sense for the Raptors to do. So let's pull it up here. We'll have Damian Lillard go into the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are looking to move, for now, 2 picks in the future. So it would be the 2028 first-round pick, the 2030 first-round pick. And Tyler Herro ends up on the Raptors. So he ends up on the Raptors. Salary filler ends up on the Trailblazers. So, maybe let's say it's Kyle Lowry. So Raptors, now all of a sudden, Raptors aren't getting him for free. What are the Raptors having to give up to make this trade happen? It'd be kind of weird if Portland took on another guard, because the whole point of this thing is that Tyler Herro, who's, I've been talking about him as a point guard, he's a shooting guard by trade. He can kind of play as a point guard, but he's a shooting guard. That's really what he's going to be doing. There's no real reason for Gary Trent to go because he's another guard. So kind of looking down the list, are we only talking about salary filler here for Tyler Herro? Because we aren't trading OG, certainly. We aren't trading Siakam in this deal because you want to get a way better return than this. Barnes ain't going anywhere. So is it like Boucher and like Thaddeus Young, some expiring contracts and like a forward to play in the mix there? Like, what does this trade even look like? Does this trade even work? Well, it does work. So the Raptors get Herro and have to give up Boucher and Thaddeus Young. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think Boucher and Thaddeus Young is necessarily getting you Tyler Herro. So now all of a sudden, does a pick have to come into play for the Raptors? Because Miami do this, no problem. Portland probably aren't taking this in a return for Damian Lillard. So now all of a sudden, do the Raptors have to commit some future draft picks? Do the picks become, hey, we have to reach all the way down to 2028 for the first round, send that to the Trailblazers, and make this to go successful? I don't really want to commit a first-round pick that far in the future. We've committed enough draft picks in this whole ordeal. Ultimately, like value-wise, a first-round pick along with 2 contracts you kind of want to get rid of. But I don't think this trade really even goes down still potentially because the Blazers aren't getting enough in terms of player value to make this trade happen. So there's no realistic way I can see this going down for the Raptors for financial reasons. Like, it ain't going to be Pirtle. They don't want Pirtle. It's not going to be Siakam. It's not going to be OG. It's not going to be Trent. It's not going to be Barnes. It won't be Schroeder. So is it really just expiring contracts? Maybe Precious Achiuwa comes in the mix to make it somewhat appealing for the Blazers. I don't know. And because of all these questions, I think what's going down with these rumors right now is just, hey, the Raptors went, we would be interested in taking Tyler Herro in a trade if somehow that trade were to happen and bring him to the team. But I don't think there's a ton of basis to that rumor. I think it's just, as the article quoted specifically, quote, exploratory interest. And it would be quite shocking to see Tyler Herro somehow end up in a Raptors uniform. But it's like, yeah, what are you guys saying on this? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. I mean, would you want Tyler Herro over here? And if we have a Blazers fan in chat saying it's a horrible trade. It's a horrible trade, right? The Blazers just wouldn't take these sort of things. So a lot of people aren't really a fan of Tyler Herro at all. And, the Tyler Herro hate kind of going out of control in the chat right now. Defensive liability, which is 100% a thing. I would rather have the corpse of James Harden than have Tyler Herro on my basketball team. That's the thing. And you're really shoehorning Tyler Herro into a starting point guard spot, which he really isn't fit for. So, yeah, I'm going to be on the same page as most of the chat here. And we'll probably have a poll on the main channel at some point talk about, would you want Tyler Herro on the Raptors to be the starting point guard? And I think the majority of people would say no. So I think it's a fun little thing to be interested in, fun little thing to follow, but ultimately Tyler Herro is not going to end up in a Toronto Raptors uniform because I don't think it's a great fit, and I just don't really see how it goes down.